2017 has easily been one of the best years for movies in a long time. But today we're not here to celebrate the best movies. That's coming out, I don't know, some days, some weeks in the future. Today we're actually celebrating the worst of the year. I haven't actually watched that many terrible movies, but there have been quite a few stinkers, and this list, as always, just don't take it too seriously, the order of the movies. It's just, those are the worst movies that I've seen. There are some movies that I've actually reviewed in a more positive light, and then I've actually changed my mind either with a rewatch or just rethinking about them. So enjoy this list, and as always, tell me in comments below what you think, if you agree, disagree, and just your picks for the worst movies of 2017. At number 10 we have the biggest disappointment for me, which might come as a surprise, but if you're a long-time fan of the channel, you will know that I love the Resident Evil movies in a very ironic way, but still they're a ton of fun. They're my guilty pleasure. I know they're not good movies, but they're very enjoyable. But Resident Evil The Final Chapter was a stink bomb, unfortunately, mainly due to the excessively hyperactive editing and camera work that was shaky most of the time, handheld constantly. It was annoying, an annoying movie to watch, not as fun as the other ones, and just tiring. And that's not what I expected from the last final chapter of this saga, so that's unfortunate. At number 9 is The Book of Henry. This is very low on the list because even though it is a pretty terrible film, story-wise, technically, it's pretty competent actually. But there are so many dumb things about this film. The entire premise of this boy genius who is pretty much running the house while his mother is playing video games all the time and going out drinking with her friend. There are absurd scenes. If you watch this film, you know what I'm talking about. You can hate watch it and you're gonna have fun. If you want to watch a good movie, I don't know, I can see a lot of, especially women, like it. That's not just... I've read reviews, mainly by women, that were positive, so yeah, I hated it. At number 8 is a Netflix film, and I could have gone with a lot of them. There were pretty bad Netflix movies this year that came out, including Bright. I did not like Bright, but Little Evil pissed me off. It really annoyed me to death. A terrible comedy from the director of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which is one of the best dark comedies, but this one failed in every single aspect. It had nothing horror related that was effective, it had nothing comedy related that was fun. The actors are good actors, but they are very bad in this film. It's a mess. I don't know how this came about, but whoa, I'm never going to get back those hours of my life. At number 7, it's another franchise that doesn't want to die. Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Boring as fuck. It's a soft reboot of sorts, reintroducing some older characters, bringing back some new ones, and wow, shallow, boring, badly made in terms of CGI, absurd sequences that make no sense whatsoever, fake moments of drama and family relations. That's like the usual bad sign of a movie when the theme is just family. And it is present in this film, of course. Very bad. I did like Javier Bardem. It's one of those villains that is actually kind of the hero if you look at it, because we're still talking about pirates and he wants to destroy all pirates because piracy is bad. And can you blame him, honestly? Can you? At number 6 is a movie that I actually liked when it came out. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, but I said it's not all that bad, or as bad as people are making it out to be. But then I rewatched it at home. The Mummy, single-handedly destroyed the dark universe of Universal. The 4th attempt, like we had Van Helsing, we had The Wolfman, we had Dracula Untold, and now The Mummy. The first attempt failed completely. It's first time around I kind of enjoyed some of the action sequences, the second time around I felt nothing. No single emotion watching this film. It was just a blank face, mind-boggling decisions. It forces the cinematic universe down our throat with Jekyll, played by Russell Crowe, Tom Cruise. Doesn't fit well in this film, his humor is very forced, the action has no weight, even though they see some things practically, there just isn't enough impact and they don't feel practical because there is a lot of CGI around the actual practical effects, so it's not a good movie. Really not. And now we have no more big famous movies that everyone's seen, and the last 5 movies are just movies, mostly VOD movies that I've watched. Pretty much all horror movies. So yeah, these are actually terrible movies in every single way. Starting with Amityville: The Awakening, a movie that was supposed to come out 2 or 3 years ago. Wow. From the director of Maniac, the remake, a movie that I love. This was god-awful, from the acting with the fantastic Bella Thorne as the lead character, some weird meta-elements regarding the Amityville house, humor that does not fit, terrible CGI, a main villain that is weirdly executed. This movie shouldn't have seen the light of day. At number 4 is probably the movie that I had the most fun watching this year, together with Wish Upon, which is kind of a better movie, but just slightly. But The Bye Bye Man, the unrated cut I watched, and what the fuck was this film? From the acting, from some of the cinematography, the scares, if you can call them that. What a weird movie, but fun nonetheless. That's why it's not rated lower. It's just, it was very enjoyable to watch. But yeah, the ending especially had me laughing out of how terrible it was. Sequel baiting is always the best thing. Number 3 is The Rings, or Rings, the 3rd installment in the Ring franchise. It's a sequel of the 2nd film that came out in 2003, 2005, whatever. And there is no connection pretty much whatsoever, just like small little Easter eggs, but that's the list of it. This movie was boring, and a horror movie that is boring fails miserably. At least Bye Bye Man was enjoyable. This one is terrible. There are some neat aspects, honestly, like the old cult that is sharing the video, trying to understand the mythology and whatnot, but they never explore it. They're more focused on just going back to the same old shit about Samara, about the tape, about her mother, her father. Whole shit that we've already seen multiple times in the other movies, just done badly, and the opening is the only decent scene in the film because it is laughably bad on the airplane, makes no sense, the entire film makes no sense, and the ending itself... what? What? Where is this... well, like, do they have plans for another sequel? Because that ending goes to a place that just makes no sense. Whatever. At number 2 is Russia's favorite movie of the year, Guardians, a superhero film that is terrible. And on my review there have been multiple Russians who have actually said, us Russians hate the director and hate this movie. And I can see why, because it is a constant mix of heavy exposition scenes with terrible CGI enhanced action scenes. Not even laughably bad, it was just bad. I was expecting to like hate watch it in the sense that, yeah, it looks bad, but it might be fun bad. It's not, it's just a terrible film. And then, last, but definitely not least, at number 1, we have The Monster Project. A movie that I hated so much that the director himself commented saying that I made a shit review. There's a true thing, you can search the comment for that. But yeah, The Monster Project is one of the most god-awful, lazy, found footage movies that I've seen. It has interesting ideas with interviewing real-life monsters, but it goes nowhere, and the entire end is just this night vision chase around this empty apartment building. And there are some rituals, there are some monsters, there's a lot of CGI, bad CGI, especially with the ghost character. Wow, I hated this movie, and chances are that you actually haven't watched it, and thank God for that, because... terrible film. Director, I don't hate you, just I don't like your movie. I'm sorry man, I'm sorry. But still, guys, what do you think of this list? What are your least favorite movies of 2017? And have you actually watched The Monster Project? I'm curious. I'm truly curious. But still, guys, thanks as always for watching. To like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.